We need to move beyond emergency measures like Narcan and start thinking about long-term solutions for a long-term disease. We need more access to medication-assisted therapies, and we need a faster, more nimble regulatory framework to help speed the development of new drugs and access to the drugs that we have available already.
Number one, stigma. Not only does it lead to people not seeking care, not seeking treatment, but often the treatment that is given to people is not what it should be. Number two, seemed to be pretty much agreed across the board by the panel members, medication is an integral and essential part of an overall treatment for patients. Number three, we need patients more than anything to be alive and productive members of society. We need more funding in order to be able to bring all the different services that are necessary. That includes regulatory bodies being able to act more quickly with a greater sense of urgency to get new medicines out to a population that is truly underserved with only 3 FDA-approved medicines for a deadly disease that is as deadly as any cancer.
That they would be trained in addiction medicine and understand that this is a brain disease and not a moral failing.
We're treating this disorder with a 1950s model of care, and we've got to do better than that. The science has evolved to a point where we know much more about the disease and how to treat it, but we're still treating people as if they're students in the facility, and we're not using the medications that we have to address this disease. The second is, even though we have some medicines, we don't have enough, but the ones that we have aren't available to people. We have an access problem that's going to have to be solved with new regulations. We're going to have to use the bureaucracy to enable access to these medications in ways that we don't have access at this point. We've got to eliminate the stigma in our schools, in our churches, with our politicians, with our bureaucrats, among regulatory personnel, and with academic physicians, and in the medical delivery system. Because if we don't eliminate the stigma, these kids aren't going to come to us. We can't reach them, we won't be able to help them, and we'll continue to experience the high number of deaths associated with this disorder that we do.
We have to save people's lives. We have to do everything it takes, including develop new methodologies of treatment. We need to make sure that we get naloxone or Narcan to everyone that we can from the emergency department. And then we need to engage them in those new methods of treatment that we know to be effective.